Hello folks, I'm Richard Moore, North Mississippi Anti-Gang Stalking Association on Facebook, YouTube, United States Anti-Gang Stalking Association. Today, I want to speak, I say it every time, as briefly as possible as it refers to, obviously, criminal stalking and how it affects millions of people globally. But I want to use for a subject this evening the smart meter. I've mentioned it before, and I feel like that that as time goes by, that I have not spent near enough time speaking about the implications and ramifications of a smart meter. Now, I'm not going to speak to you about radiation exposure or streamlining the utilities or anything like that. Nothing of the sort. I'm going to speak to you about what I know to be a fact and what I have lived through and experienced, especially in excess of 5 years here in Union County, Mississippi. And so we're off to the races on that. About 6 months ago, the smart meter on this house, which is smart meters are, if you'll pay close attention to them, they have an FCC license because they act as a two-way radio as well as other things. Now, when I speak of smart meter, we know that one of the most powerful computers in the world is a cell phone. So technology has us to that point. What does a smart meter do, and what does the utility company collect? Well, there's no limit. I'm not aware of any utilities offering an opt-out option for customers. They're arbitrarily placing these smart meters on homes and removing the analog meter. Some companies will revert back to that for a fee or what have you. But that in itself is bogus. And I'm doing this outside, by the way, where we can pick up the outside noise. We got trailer trash back here. He's playing his music loud and low IQ. And then I've had a barrage of drive-by stalkers, and that's one of them there. And once they realize I'm filming, some of them get camera shy. But that's just common. That's a common thread with stalkers. Not only peeping Tom, voyeuristic perverts, they're also cowards, liars, and evil to the core. So there's a lot of words that we can use, and I think I've used them all. I've even made up some new ones, and so and I strive to continue to do that. About 6 months ago, the meter was wrapped with foil and aluminum tape. Now, if that had disrupted the communications between the meter and the utility company, you can rest assured it wouldn't have taken them close to 6 months to come out and see about that, because they're not using the communication radio feature on that thing. It's a smart meter. It's hooked into their grid. It's a computer plugged in and going to their main computer. Okay. Now, what does information they collect? Well, they know where every electrical outlet and appliance is in your home, what kind of appliance it is. They know if you're running a microwave oven or a toaster. They know if it's a refrigerator or a deep freeze. They know if you have a television on, what kind of television it is, and what you're watching on television. So, they know when you are awake. They know when you're asleep. They know when if you were home or not, the day of the murder. and so forth and so on. This, my friend, is reality. This is not a theory. This is the deal, Bill. So it would have taken them, you know, utility companies are notoriously sticklers for, first of all, they monopolize the market. It's not like you got a choice. You get electricity from them or not. Be late on a bill, especially during a pandemic or something, they're going to cut it off. Especially the Tombigbee Electric Power Association, the Mississippi Power Association. Let me tell you, folks, when we talk about the holistic approach to community policing, also known as criminal gang stalking, where American citizens are systematically tortured, systematically have their civil and constitutional rights violated. It's not a thought process they think they're being violated. No, they're being violated. The 14th Amendment assures that that we should have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Of course, it doesn't require mufflers for stalkers, or toothbrushes, or marrying outside the family. So there's things that are in there, and there's things that are not in there. So Tombigbee Electric, they participate just like the medical profession participates and so forth. Everybody working together. This holistic nightmare of community policing, what they're doing is each targeted individual, you're entered on a list that you'll ever see. This is generated at the Department of Homeland Security, which is not a federal agency. It's a state employee-owned agency and private entities, private contractors. And this is where they test all their population control gadgets and all these kind of things through that. And they're using a loophole they found in the Patriot Act, and it has gone amok. Okay, it has absolutely gone amok. Now, you would think, one would think that, and as I'm sitting here talking, I've got motion activated lights that go off, you know. I've been experiencing in the last few days a lot of electronic harassment and so forth. And I'm going to go back to the smart meter, then we'll talk about that. So it takes them. So today, I noticed my security system's going off. I got motion everywhere, and so I get up and there's a Tombigbee Electric Association, and I've got some footage of that guy. I don't know what his name is, but he's going to be the business later on. I made a phone call to the manager at Tombigbee Electric in Tupelo, and I was very clear about my point, why I called, and my intentions. They've made several mistakes, and I may go into that a little bit of that later, but they are facing federal civil repercussions at the least. And folks, you hear a lot of people talk a lot, and I want you to, that's a certified punk stalker there. His brakes on. He only works for the house trailer. You could melt and pour him in here. And so anyway, but he'll cut a donut or something out there and scream out his window, but he won't stop. That's amazing. So, so the guy, I come out, and he's got an attitude. I mean, this guy has confident attitude, and I'm like, I don't question. He was around there at the meter. Now, at this point, I'm trying to have a good day, but for you victims, you know that that there are plenty of ass clowns out there that will do everything possible to prevent you from having a good day. But I'm not like just your average targeted person, okay? Because if I'm not having a good day, I would advise any stalker get within arm's reach of me you're doing that at your own risk, okay? Let me make it that simple. I'm a grown man. I've been every imaginable crime committed against me that a person could mention. If you think for 1 second that it's fun and games and that a mob of people are going to be able to save and protect you and all this stuff, you, my friend, are mistaken. So I want to be real clear about that. I am going to do what any red-blooded American should do. I'm going to stand up for my rights, and I'm going to stand up for justice. I'm going to stand up for what's right. I'm going to serve God, and I'm going to do me. And I tell you what, when you get in my lane, do not complain when you get rolled over, okay? If you want to stop a wreck, and I'm talking physically or metaphorically, baby, you better get in another lane. You better find your lane, and it ain't mine. So the guy, I was wondering why my system was going. What kind of system? So he had a shitty attitude. I'm like, oh boy, I'm thinking winter chicken dinner, and I'm just really trying to keep it. And ask questions. He's looking at me to see if if it'd been doctored with, if the seal had been tampered with. I've got tattoos and stuff like that. It's like telling somebody black saying you people. That's the same mentality. If he throws everything, he throws it down on the ground. I said, well, I guess I'll just pick that up. He didn't say anything. Well, it's still on the ground. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm going to pick it up. I called the manager at Tombigbee Electric. I said, you tell that asshole, he's not going to disrespect me like that. He's not going to disrespect me like that. I don't know what his name is today, but I'll know. I promise you I'll know tomorrow. Nobody, and I mean nobody, you gonna come on my property and throw shit in my yard and think you're gonna get a pass? No, ma'am, not today, not tomorrow, not happening. So we're gonna talk about Tombigbee Electric and their involvement in, as it refers, now this is a fact, folks. Each person that's involved, each organization that's involved plays their part. Here's where they have cast their lot. Sex trafficking, drug trafficking, child trafficking, murder for hire, criminal stalking. I don't need to repeat that. Tombigbee Electric, that is what they're supporting. Not by mistake, not that they have been misled or somehow gone astray. My friend, they are active and major players in crimes against humanity. How so? Again, why did the guy come out here with the meter? As I told the manager, I said, I know that if it would have interfered with you being able to read the meter, y'all would have been out here, but you wasn't out here. I said, but it just so happened that I do know that I've got some people that that have committed crimes against myself and my property that have been remotely accessing that meter, and possibly that's making it more difficult because they're not able to tap in to the power source, the power grid, and so Tombigbee Electric's working with them, and so asshole comes out here with attitude like I've done something. The old gaslighting thing. And I love the stalkers back here. These are, and for any of them that watch this, they know where I live, and you're a coward. Stop by anytime and check me on that if you want to, okay? Or check anytime you see me out, just check me out, holler at me, and see if I got the same thing to say to your face. Oh, you bet your sweetheart I do, okay? So anytime, any place, you name it. I don't have a yellow streak. I don't have a yellow streak. There's a lot of kind of people in the world. You got these whiners and these coward sissies out here with wishbones, and you're dealing with somebody here that's got a backbone. And I'll tell you one thing, my back be broke in hell before I back up and run from somebody else. I'm not a coward. I'm not a liar. I don't betray friendships. I don't sneak, gossip, and live 4 or 5 different lives. I am who I am. And I keep it real, and I tell you what, folks, when you tell the truth and you keep things real, it's not a popular place, folks. It is lonely at the top. You can believe that. But the top is where you want to be. The top is where you want to be. So the smart meter has enabled these people. I've had occasions where my friend in Arizona, I'm hearing her voice and my dog and stuff coming through my speaker. Okay, that's plugged in on a continuous power source. I have a sound curtain that I've built that I've used with various machines that create a frequency curtain inside of my home. This defeats the subliminal messages and the malicious things that are continuously projected at targets. You don't hear it. It may be environmental sounds, like we hear frogs or crickets. Who in the hell knows? You know, it sounds like spring, right? But when it was 12 degrees out here, 12 degrees, I heard them. Now, folks, I'm not a biologist or anything, but all the frogs making or crickets, that kind of sound at 12 degrees, come on now. Okay? Even I know better than that, okay? So, there's no limit to the stupidity that is absolutely supported by the FBI's InfraGard, all the way down to local law enforcement, sheriff's departments. They run the local chapters, and then they recruit these absolute pathetic, worthless, two-faced, lying, deceiving, demonic Masons, Knights Templar, and Eastern Star, and it goes on and on and on. You got tons of fake churches full of fake Christians. And folks, let me tell you what, the only thing real about them is if they don't turn the page on that deal, I'm going to tell you, hell is real, okay? It's going to be full. There's going to be a lot of people. The scriptures tell us, narrow is the way to heaven, straight and narrow is the way to heaven, and broad is the way to hell, and many will enter therein. You see, it's just because a person says they believe this or that, they've read the Bible and all this kind of stuff, does not mean that they're blood-bought, born-again child of God. Let me tell you, folks, God will never condone ever one of his to go against one of his own, ever. God does not work in deceit, betrayal, lies, smear tactics, rumors, destroying families, and all this under any circumstances. Does he do anything like that in order to make a change a person or whatever? Targeting and the targeted individual, the end game. I've said it a million times, and I'll keep saying it. The end game for the target is for them to take their own life, to succumb to their own, what will appear to the rest of the world is just everyday things that happen. They're doing everything to keep them in a deniability phase. But folks, let me tell you, they're way past deniability and deep, neck deep in culpability. You can believe that. Soon, I'm going to be taking my first of many cases to federal court. And we're going to wear them out with it, folks. We're going to wear them out with it. I promise you. They absolutely feel like it is just a bunch of talk and no, but they know. If they don't know, they're going to know. I'll promise you that. It just so happened that we had these stalkers out here, and now I've got intermittently my sound machines are cut off. I turn it back on, it's cut off again. So I got somebody playing games. So I'm informed by my friend in the middle of the night that I've got visitors. She's paying attention to my cameras. I have other people, by the way, that's, well, I'm not the only one watching this deal, okay? It's not a solo deal. Other people are watching, other people are documenting from a lot of different angles. Not a one-horse show, just like these, all these ass clowns out here that have zero life. I'm in Alpine, Mississippi. It was just a place that I had to get a place for the time. It wasn't, And now I know God's got a reason for everything. I would this be the last place on the face of the earth. Okay, I'm telling you. If the United States was the human anatomy, Mississippi would be the ass, and Alpine Mississippi would be the hole. All right, that's exactly what it is. Anybody would purposely choose and to desire to live in a place like this, where their proudest moment is that this is, of course, it's a lie. But I don't know. The more I see of this, the more I feel like it may not be a lie. But Haleyville, Alabama is where 911 began. And of course, you know, if you got somebody from Alpine, Mississippi, said, well, this Alpine is where incest began. And so they go back and forth there. The deal is true about Haleyville. And the more I'm in Alpine, the more I realize that possibly this is where it all began as far as incest. And I think that they should push back on that, but I've already got enough on my plate, and that has made irritated a lot of people. And you know, none of them's family tree have branches. They all just go straight up. So when you plug your phone in, your computer, or whatever you have in your house, you're plugging up to the big computer at the electric company if you have a smart meter on your home. That's as simple as I make it, boys and girls. Now, if you can't figure out how or what, I just told you how and what, okay? These people are cowards. They want you to think they're coming in your house and screwing with shit and all that. No. Listen, they're taking your appliances, your television, and everything else you've got, and listening, watching. Yes, they're perverted peeping toms. And let me tell you, there is not one creepy, stalking, serial rapist, pervert that's free in America that's unemployed, okay? They absolutely... DHS wants them. You can call them right now at the citizen court. Say, well, I'm a warlock. I'm a witch. We're looking for some of those. I'm a quadgender. How are you really? We are starting a quadgender branch. They want the freak show. All those people are expendable. Listen, it's not if, but when the shit hits the fan, okay? The fan, all right? The fan is going to be federal court. You know what the shit's going to be? These morons driving around looking stupid, color harassment, noise harassment, creeping around in your yard, using the stealth and fabric that they wear to evade, to avoid the infrared detection on camera. There's no way they can stealthily get around the motion detectors, okay? So when the motion detector goes off and you see footprints who got invisible man, or if you got somebody in the yard that obviously thinks that well, I'm invisible. Well, I've got some things that there's a whole lot of things they need to be, because I've got the solution for those creeps that want to be invisible. So last night, the night before, they all ran back to this house next to me. I've already reported this stuff and so forth. And I put one of the CBAs, the community-based agents, on blast that works for Mississippi National Guard. National Guard are major. This is their playground, is torturing American citizens. National Guard. That's what every state. 150 veterans daily commit suicide. Every day. Now, let me tell you. Why? This is a relatively new phenomenon. It hadn't been that many years. Well, I'll tell you. They're rabid, folks. These people that have drank the Kool-Aid, they'll sit there and first responder, fallen heroes and all this stuff. Let me tell you what, folks. They hate this country. They hate the Constitution. They hate the American flag. They hate this republic. We don't live in a people. So we live in a democracy. Where the hell you got that? Read the Pledge of Allegiance. We live in a republic. A big difference, okay? Not the banana republic, but we live in a republic. Now, these people hate that. And mainly because they hate themselves. Now, where's all this hate come from? Well, it comes from the person that they really serve. It's who their heart. You see, where your treasures and what you do is where your heart is. What you are speaks so loud, I can't hear anything you're saying. Because let me tell you what, folks. I posted the scripture. And it said in Deuteronomy, it says, cursed are those that speak in secret against their neighbor. And let me tell you what, folks. The scripture, we could go on and on and on. We know, but I know as a child of God, I'm going to keep proclaiming God's victory. As thousands have done everything from false arrest, false convictions, years in losing everything, being betrayed and sold out by friends. I've talked about that group down in Oklahoma, Mississippi. These people are ruthless. They're always gaslight. They're the victim. And the victim is always the bad guy. Well, let me tell you. Jesus said that Satan is the father of lies. He roams about seeking whom he may devour. He came to steal, kill, and destroy. Folks, I am describing organized criminal stalking. I just described it. Jesus described it. But Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly. And you know what? Jesus is telling the truth. Because I am living a life, and I'm living a life more abundantly. And so guess what? Devil, you're a liar. Devil, you can try to throw up my past. I'm not looking back. I'm telling you. And I want to encourage you, the victims, not to look back. For those people that have electric service in North Mississippi, or anywhere in Mississippi, and with Tombigbee Electric, this is not an isolated case. They are holding hands and participate in the systematic data sharing and malicious actions of other people against their own customers. And you're paying them to do that because you're paying extra for, they say it saves money, but it costs more to have the smart meter. So that's where it's coming from, folks. And then you got these fake TI groups. Oh, it's V2K. Well, yes, they've got the satellites and they have the drones that communicate to the smart meter and screw with you inside your house and torment you and torture you. So they want you to be prisoners of your own home. That's why they stalk and do all this shit out there and to keep and isolate the victim. And now they got you back in a corner. And now that they get you in the corner, they can relentlessly, systematically torture that individual. Now, is this just a theory? No. I got truckloads of documentation, folks, and it just keeps coming. I can back up in spades everything I'm telling you. Not only can I do that, I can put the name with the crime. I can put the place, the date, and the time with the crime. Now, so they pay a little extra attention to me, and they can keep paying attention to me. They try to get up here, I catch them out here, and they 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to look in the windows, catch me in my house naked. Listen, they bring their kids and their parents out doing this stuff, and they get a cuckabur in their ass when I get out here, and start hunting. And folks, let me tell you what, it's not an Easter egg hunt, okay? I made it clear, but they want to test that. They want me to show my hand on that. Folks, I'm telling you, this is for all you perps, these fake ass TIs that get out there and hating on somebody. That's all they do is haters anyway. Like targeted justice, gang spanking, gang stalking database. Listen, folks, those people that run those things are full of shit as a Christmas turkey. Okay? Now, that's all I'm telling you. You subscribe to their bullshit and all their window dressing if you want to. Okay? This is kind of what the truth sounds like. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this situation when people are dying. People are losing hope. People they have nothing left. They feel like no one, there's what is left to live for. You've got everything to live for. You've got everything. But I'm telling you, you've got everything to live for. I want you to understand the things. Also, your light fixtures, folks, they're not putting something on your light bulbs. They'll screw with your lights, make them flicker and stuff. Sleep deprivation, cause damage to your retina. And of course, the sleep deprivation brings on seeing illusions and delusional, and so forth. You'll get a schizophrenic card, and then, oh, he's crazy, and nobody believes you anyway. So that's what they're trying to take you, okay? So all those things are working. That is what's happening. They sealed the deal. Tombigbee Electric made the case for me today, okay? The case was that foil and stuff on that smart meter was not interfering with their ability to do their job, but it was interfering with the stalker's ability to create crimes against me. So Tombigbee Electric, let me tell you, I don't care how much money and how good your lawyers are. You can take all that and roll it up cylinder shape and stick it up your ass. I've got something way better, and it's called the Constitution. I'm going to have that, and I'm going to tell you. And then my partner, and the one I follow, and the one I serve is God Almighty. Friend, Tombigbee Electric, they all of hell cannot stop what God ordains. God sees all of this, friend, and he's not laughing. He understands it, and you don't need to understand it. You need to understand him. Folks, let me tell you, and I told a lady today on Quora, and I'm on Quora as well. It's End Criminal Stalking, I think. I don't know. I need to make some notes. But anyway, I'm on there. I shouldn't be that hard to find. No, it's U.S. Anti-Gang Stalking on Quora. See, there we go. End Criminal Stalking, maybe Tom or one of those other ones. And, you know, and it's the message that she had sent me I get so many of those, and it absolutely, it breaks my heart. This is why I fight on. This is why I'll get up tomorrow and I'll keep fighting. Even though was arrested for putting a stalker on blast. They have violated my freedom of expression, my freedom of speech, the freedom of press, me as an alternative news, alternative media producer and reporter. They have violated those things. And that's what they do. They don't care how it turns out. We're going to throw them in jail. We're going to torment them. And that's how law enforcement, and of course they green lighted any property crimes, physical crimes against me a long time ago. So I catch somebody, if I feel in danger, I'm not calling law enforcement. I know exactly what I'm going to do. It won't be any phone calls. All right. So you do the math on that. Used 2 years ago, people said, to describe a creepy, perverted stalker, that people's involved in the kind of things like this. You picture somebody maybe like a Jeffrey Dahmer or something. You never expect it to be driving past you with protecting serve painted on the damn side, though, do you? Well, friend, it is. That's very real. Are they all bad? No. But let me tell you, if the good guys, somebody got to grow a set. Well, I'd lose my job, my family, and all that. Well, you know what, friend? You save that for somebody else. because there's hundreds and thousands of men and women have died and bled out to give us that Constitution. And you're scared you might lose your job, that you might get some reprisals or suffer some retribution or repercussions from that. Roll a set. It's time that the good people in government and elected officials do what they're paid to do. And I'm telling you, folks, as long as I'm breathing, I will always question those people in public service. That is my birthright, is to be able to question my government. It is my birthright, that Constitution, that all men are created equal. Even the framers of the Constitution, when they framed it, all men are created equal. But somehow the African American was only 1/5 of a man. How in the hell can that be equal? Then we got the Emancipation Proclamation in 1865. It took 100 damn years to get the Civil Rights Bill passed. That was 1965. And let me tell you what, friends. This is 2021. I'm in Mississippi. Do you think the Dirty South is still the Dirty South? If you don't, then you are sadly mistaken. The Klan is still alive and well. It's bigger and better than ever. It's an all-inclusive Klan. They don't meet with the pointed hats and around the cross. They meet in local churches or Masonic calls or Mormon temples and Waffle Houses and Walmarts. But by God, it's alive and well. And they've got the Uncle and Aunt Toms and the audacity. Then they all take their part because it's the almighty dollar. When they put all these victims on the list, well, they're doing this, they're doing that. That's bullshit. Nobody's checking the number. Nobody's checking the facts on. There were fraudulent entries. So when we follow the paper trail, let me tell you what, folks. This absolutely is a fact, what I'm about to tell you. Other than the fact that stalkers do what stalkers do. That's the only kind of life these people have. It is no life. I can sleep good at night, folks. I know that I hadn't gone out there and betrayed. I'm not running game and lying and gaslighting or anything else. I'm not. And I am amazed at how many people are full of shit as a Christmas turkey. They're fake, they're phony, and they're worse than a piece of trash that you can step on the bottom of your shoe. That's how pathetic these people are. Folks, there's no amount of money that would satisfy my soul knowing that I participated or absolutely were rubbing shoulders with a person like that. I'm telling you, folks, I don't get down like that, but these people do. And I'm telling you how I get down. I get down like this. I'm going to tell it like it is. And look, you got a problem with it, you take it up with me. You got a problem with my conviction and my faith, you better take it up with God. Because, listen, when Jesus Christ moved in, he put a sign out, no fishing allowed. But I got a message from that lady on court, and I'm going to wrap it up. And I said, look, I says, I'm telling you. She said, there's nothing left. You know, there's nobody left here. I just want to give, I've lost it all. Now, she's talking to somebody, whether she knows it or not, that has done it, had lost it all many times. Thanks to these pillars of the community. Pieces of garbage. And we want to keep that in point. And that's Tombigbee Electric and the manager over at Tombigbee Electric. I'm talking Melvin, Milquetoast Melvin. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was talking to a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. But he was a man. He probably had on a pair of panties. I felt like he had on panties. Matter of fact, I'm sure he was wearing panties. But anyway, those people have got the wool pulled over everybody's eye. I mean, if you've got electricity with Tombigbee Electric, you got a smart meter. Just go out there and look. You know if it is. I don't believe anybody's got an analog meter. Then I'm telling you, everything that you're doing, they're seeing it. That is a fact, okay? That's a fact. You cannot and will not be able to prove me wrong on any statements that I've made, especially when it comes to criminals and criminal behavior and the stalking and what these people are participating in. And you can call Brandon Presley, the Public Service Commissioner, and all that kind of stuff. And he's down with the shit too, okay? I hadn't talked with him about it, but I can promise you, all right? he wouldn't been that long doing it if he wasn't down with it, okay? People that is not down with it don't stay in office long. Ask Donald Trump, okay? You see, that's how you know. Well, he's a good old boy. He's been sheriff here forever. Well, I'm going to tell you what, folks. He's been sheriff for a long time. You better be suspect of that, okay? You better be suspect of that. I tell you who wasn't sheriff long. Buford Pusser, okay? Do a little research on him, all right? He didn't last that long. But I'll tell you what, Buford Pusser from McNairy County, Tennessee, is one of my heroes. So I challenge you to look that up. When I think of law enforcement, I think of him. Now, I told the lady, I said, let me tell you, I have gone too far to look back. All those treasures that I used to love faded from view. All those old friends are gone. All those broken dreams, all those heartaches, all these, the ups and downs, the disappointments, the broken dreams are behind me. I told her, I said, look ahead, because there's a new day ahead. There's a new day ahead for you. Folks, that, as a believer in Jesus Christ and Him crucified, we have right now and forever a better day. I'm living proof of that better day. I'm living proof of that better day. So yes, I have hope and faith, and I have all my cards on that, folks. And you know what? It's God, look, God knows what we need before we even ask Him. All He wants from you. What have you got to give God? You give Him everything. You give Him your worries, your problems, your pain, your children, your spouse, your job, every single thing. Your everything that you've got, you give it to Him. And when you do that, in return, He will give you everything He has. My God, if that doesn't encourage you today, then if that doesn't stir you up, then your spoon has fell out of your bowl. So, for the victims, you need to quit to get your head out of the places where it doesn't need to be. Give it to God. He knows He knows what's going on. When God finally, when I decided to sit down and shut up, and we had a little talk, He said, I'm going to show you and make it clear. Ooh, honey, let me tell you, I'm glad He didn't give it to me all at one time, because God knows that I'm still a project in the works, okay? You know, people look at a Christian, they say, well, you know, we slap him and turn the other cheek. Well, I'm here to tell you, folks, I hadn't made that far yet, okay? If you slap me, I'm going to do everything I can to beat the brains out of your head. And then I'm going to pray for you. But I'm not turning the other cheek, okay? I'm just letting you know. I'm not turning the other cheek. I hadn't made that far yet. Maybe I will someday. But right now, you might hold off on the slapping part, okay? Because we will get down, all right? So that's so I'm the first to admit I am a project that is still being worked on, But thank God that the master of the universe, the master of creation, is the one in charge. And folks, let me tell you, He didn't put us in it, but He'll bring us out of it. Let me hear from you. You can contact me through Facebook, North Mississippi Anti-Gang Stalking Association. You can private message me. You can also message me on Instagram in lowercase Richard_Moore_TI on Instagram. Let me hear from you. Until next time, God bless you.